Hello and welcome to Good Morning Ithaca.
We have some good news. As you all know, Odysseus has returned from Ithaca. We have two special guests with us today.
But before the interview, we have to go to a wait list for the weather.
Thank you, Desiree. Now, for the weather today, it is sunny but very windy because Odysseus men decided to open up my wind pack. Now, because of the wind, there is a very high tornado warning, and the wind provides us with nice, chilly 40-degree weathers for the rest of the week. Back to you.
Now for our two special guests, Odysseus and Penelope.
It's great having you here today.
Too bad Telemachus couldn't be here because he's off saving our home.
Let's start off by asking Odysseus how he felt when he had to leave his home.
Well, I was pretty upset and didn't want to leave, but I had to for the good of my home.
And Penelope, with that question, how did you feel when Odysseus had to leave?
I was devastated that my husband had to leave me because we had our firstborn child together, and he wasn't able to be there and help me teach him how to grow up.
With that said, can you tell us about the Trojan War? Can you explain what happened?
We made a wooden horse to say that we surrendered, but little did they know that we were actually hiding in it, which led us to their city where we did a sneak attack on them, which led us to win the war that lasted about 10 years.
Very sneaky and clever way to defeat Troy.
Can you tell us some events that happened after Troy?
After Troy, we came to the land of the Lotus Eaters, where my men ate a plant that made them lose some of their memory and lose track of time, so I had to force them back on the ship. Then we came to the land of the Cyclops, and when we came to his cave, we feasted on the Cyclops' food, and when he found out, he was mad, so he ate 6 of my men, and so we gave him wine to make him sleepy, and as he was sleeping, we made a spear and jammed it into his eye, so he opened the cave door to call out to the rest of the Cyclops, and while he did that, we made a plan to escape by going under his sheep back to my ship. Then we came to Aeolus, and he is the god of the wind, and he took all of the bad winds and the bad weather and put it into this bag so that I could return home safely. Came to the land of Circe. My men went to search for food because they were starving, but they didn't end up coming back until one of my men came rushing to tell me that a witch named Circe turned all of my men to animals, but I didn't believe it, so I went to see for myself, and on my way there, Hermes gave me a plant to eat so that when the witch tried to turn me into an animal, it wouldn't work. When I got there, she, of course, offered me the wine, and I drank it. And when I didn't turn into an animal, she was surprised. So then I took out my knife and threatened to kill her. So she offered me a deal. The deal was that if I took her to bed, she would turn my men back into humans.
You didn't sleep with her, right?
I had to.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, to get my men back to humans.
What? It's outside. Let's go. Take it outside now. Kitty, right now. Come on, let's get security. Get her. Go to quick commercial. No, not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen. Take your seat.
Sorry about the mishap, but Penelope and Odysseus discussed it in the back, and they're ready to come back on the stage.
Yes, you can finish your story.
But Penelope, please no more distractions.
Okay, well then we went to the land of the dead, and when we reached the land of the dead, I had to sacrifice a goat. And one of the gods told me where to go towards the sirens. And on my way out, I saw my mother and realized what she'd done, and I was really upset.
How did you feel when your mother-in-law died?
I was really upset that she decided to take her own life because she couldn't deal with the pain of her son not being there. But I'm happy she's in a better place now.
And after the land of the dead, before we reached the sirens, I put honey in my men's ears and had them tie me up so that we wouldn't steer the ship towards the rocks. And after we made it past the sirens, we came to Scylla, where it ate almost all of my men, and Charybdis ate the rest of them while I floated stranded in the ocean. After my long float, I finally reached Ithaca, where I met my son after 20 years. And after I met my son, Athena disguised me so that the suitors wouldn't kill me. And then we made a plan. And the plan was to kill all of the suitors for revenge. And because they were trying to marry my wife and take over my kingdom while I was away. The test to marry Penelope was to string my bow and shoot it through 12 circles. And none of the suitors could do it until I tried, and I could. And I came out of disguise, and all the men tried attacking me, so me and Telemachus killed them all.
That's a very nice story. Tell me, how did you feel when you see that Odysseus has come back?
Well, I was kind of surprised because I didn't really believe it at first because it was 20 years. So I put up a test to see if he knew where our bed was because he made it there and he did not want it to move. And when I told him that it had been moved, he freaked out so that I knew Odysseus had returned, so I was very happy.
That's very nice. Well, thanks you guys for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem. This has been Good Morning Ithaca. Thank you for watching.